Hey, hi everyone. This is Sai from Let's Upgrade. So let's talk about how to get your certificate. It's very simple. You will see two links in the description. Number one is the place where you have to go and mark your attendance. Marking your attendance tells us, like, okay, you are a legit student who have attended this particular session. Link number two is your assignment. This is where your 90% of the priority is. You have to go and submit the assignment that is given to you in this particular session. Once you're done submitting that assignment, we will be evaluating that. We will send you an email. If you get the passing criteria, then only we will give you the certificate on a particular date that is mentioned again in the description. Please check these three things, and this is the way how you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade. Number one, mark your attendance. Number two, just go ahead and upload your assignment. Check for the email that you have received it, yes or no. What is the feedback that you have received from your trainer? Number three, check on which date the certificates will be released. Thank you. Bye. All the best. Happy learning.
Hello everyone, I welcome you to another video. In this video, we are going to build a functionality which you might have very often seen, which is nothing but a feature to add a copy to clipboard button, right? It is nothing but if you click on a button and if you click on that button, the whole text gets copied. You do not need to explicitly drag your, maybe let's suppose for example I need to copy this code, right? So you don't want to explicitly drag your cursor then click on copy, right? Instead of that, we will have a button, and that button, if you click on that button, the text directly gets copied. You must have seen it in various, I would say, platforms. For example, I'll show you. So if I come over to Google and I'll say copy to clipboard example, right? So if I come up here, so yeah, let's see this. Let's see this. So this is the text that you see here, right? It says click on the button to copy the text. So what happens is so one step is that I can manually copy it and paste it here somewhere. This is one way, right? But let's suppose the text is huge, right? It goes till down till 10, 20, 30 pages. In that case, dragging the mouse all over to the bottom, it does not make much sense. So in these cases, what we have is we have a button just like you see it here, and once you click on this button, the text automatically gets copied. You do not need to drag your mouse and right click and then copy it. It will automatically get copied once you click on this button. And it also says, like it says that, right, if you click on this, it says copied hello world. So this is how it goes, and this is how you can this is the exact functionality that we will be building using JavaScript, right? So I hope you guys are excited about this, and without wasting much time, let's directly dive into the video. Okay, so what we will do is I've already made a folder by the name of copy to clipboard. What I'll do, I'll just maybe make one index dot html file, and I'll make, so similarly I'll make a JS file separately and also my CSS file, right? And my main idea of writing these three files separately is to use external script and external stylings to it, right? That's why I'm making three separate files. Next I'll say script.js, and lastly I'll say style.css. Now it is up to you whatever names you want to give to the file. So I generally prefer giving the default names index.html, script.js and style.css, but again it is totally up to you. Whatever you want to give, you can do that. Now I'll come up here, I'll just make the boilerplate, right? So this is the boilerplate that comes up here. Now as far as the title is concerned, I can just give it maybe title like something like copy to clipboard, it copy to clipboard and something of that sort, right? Totally up to you whatever you want to give, but yeah, this should be done. Now most importantly, I'd want to link my CSS first. So I'll say link CSS, and it is style.css, right? So whatever styles I write in this file, which is style.css, will be reflected in my main page. And lastly, in the body, I'll write script source and I'll say script.js. Right? These are the files that I have made till now, and this is something which will be used to write external JS and external CSS. Okay, so as far as this is done, now I can come up with the heading. I can just say copy to clipboard. Right? Once I do this, if I open it with live server, this is how it will look like, right? Copy to clipboard. Now, once I come up here, copy to clipboard, I can start to make a div which will maybe have a text, and which we can copy that text based on a click button. So I'll make a div. I can give it a class. So class, we can maybe give it something like copy box. And once I give this copy box class, now what I can do is I can have a span. I can give it an ID. Maybe we can say something like copy text, and here I can like literally place whatever text I want to. So let's suppose I can say maybe in many websites, right? In Swiggy, Zomato, you have a coupon code, right? And also, if you want to apply that coupon code, you can just click on that coupon code and it gets automatically applied. So that's how exactly copy to clipboard works. So maybe I can say maybe something like uh, save 25% or 25 rupees, whatever it could be, right? You can interpret it whatever you want to. Now, so this is the exact text which will be copied, right? This text could be anything, literally anything. Apart from that, we can have a button which can just, if you click on that button, clicking on that button will copy the text. So I can come up here, button. I can give it an ID. I can say maybe copy btn, and this will be nothing but just, if you click on this copy, it will get copied to clipboard. Now, one more interesting thing here would be to kind of acknowledge that the text has been copied. Now, what do I mean by that? If I come to, like, let's suppose, so if I come up here, or in the example that we just saw, right? So once we were clicking on that text, it said copied. So we would also want to implement something of that sort. So I can just say ID. I can say span hyphen message. It's span hyphen message. I can maybe also give it a class. I can just say copy message, right? And whatever text I want to display here, let's suppose I can just say copied to clipboard, right? That means that it has been copied to clipboard and we are good to go, right? So this is nothing. So if I come up here, this is how it appears like. Obviously we'll need to design it using CSS, and this copy to clipboard that you see, it should only appear once we click on this button and this text gets copied, right? Only then, nothing. And it should not be visible, I would say it should not be visible by default. So again, we'll design it using JavaScript. That is not an issue. Okay. So now let us come to JavaScript and let us try to implement the JS code. Now, so first of all, once we come to JavaScript, so first we need to grab the elements that we want to access, right? So we have the copy button first of all, right? We have got the text which we want to copy, and the message. So what I'll do first of all, I can say, so this is my index. I can say yeah, so we have copy text, button, and message, right? So again, that this is up to us. So again, what I can do here is I can say const copy button equals to document dot, again depending upon whether it's an ID or class. Let me just check. I think most probably it's an ID only. Yeah. So document dot get element by ID. Now here I will try to grab the element, right? So first of all, I'll try to check a grab copy button, which is copy button, right? Now once we have this, I can grab another element which could just say maybe copy, I would say text, which is nothing but document dot get element by ID, and I'll try to get the text. So if I come up to the index.html, it is this text. Okay. So now we have grabbed copy text, we have grabbed copy button, and lastly we also have, if I come up here, yeah, these two are done, yeah, and this one copy message, which is okay. So this is a class, we can refer it by class name, or what we can also do is, if you want to, we can also convert it using what do you say, uh, in id, right? So this is nothing but, or what I can do here is, I can make, maybe I can get rid of this, because I think we don't need it. I can just say here copy message, something of this sort, right? If you require it future, in the future we might add it, but I think I don't find a need here, so that should be totally good. So now I can say something like const, I can say copy text, and this is copy message. So I'll copy this, I'll come up here, and I'll say, or maybe instead of this, let me give copy message, because copy text is already already declared. Document dot get element by id, and I'll say copy message. Now this is as far as I would say grabbing the elements, or I would say referencing the elements is concerned. So I'll say grab elements. Now once we have the grab elements part, now we need to make sure that we are only we want to make a functionality which will, if you click on a button, it will be copied. So I would say that your JS has an inbuilt, I would say, functionality, which is nothing but navigator.clipboard.writeText. So I'll show you how does that work. So copy button, which we already have, which is this button, right? Because only by clicking on this button, if you click on this button, the text should be copied. So it makes sense to add an event listener to this button. So I'll say copy button dot add event listener. Again, I hope we know what event we want to listen to. It's quite simple, it will be nothing but click, right? So once we have a click function, I can make an async function, right? And this async function, an arrow async function, this async function would be nothing but it will be having a functionality to attach to text, to copy the text to the clipboard. So first of all, I will want to see the text. I'll say const text, maybe copy, equals to document dot oh, not document, I mean, so we don't want to reference it, we have already referenced it here, but here what we want to do is, we want to get the exact text that needs to get copied. So we already have the text here in copy text, so I'll say copy text, and I hope we know what do we use it. So we can use multiple things, but the main I would say best use here would be just to use text content. It gives you the access to the text which is written inside text copy. So I can just say text content, as simple as that. Now this text copy button, so since we are using async, I'll use an await keyword. Now here we have, so I'll also, so that you guys don't get confused, I'll write clipboard API. I'll say use clipboard API. This is an inbuilt API using JS, which is already built. We don't need to do anything, we just have to know how to use it. Now this is how it works. So I'll say navigator, which will navigate to the exact point where the text needs to be copied. Navigator dot, we have clipboard, this will copy the text to the clipboard, and we also have write text. So this will actually write the text to the clipboard of your computer, of your machine. And which text we need to write, which is nothing but text copy, which is this, which is the content that is inside your text copy. And once we have done, we can show a confirmation, right? So I can come up here, I can say show confirmation, and this confirmation will be nothing but, I can, in my copy message, which is this message, which is, if I show you this span, right? So I can say copy message dot style, because again we need to only show it once we have copied the text. So I can say copy message dot style dot display equals to, I'll say inline, and that means it is an inline text. And also one more important part, since once the text is there, we want to make the text vanish, or you can say set the display as none after some time, because we don't want to make it stuck to the screen, because you know once you say copy to clipboard, right, it should stay maybe for a second or two, copy to clipboard, and then it should vanish, because we don't want it permanently there, right? We have seen it in examples in many things. So for that we can, maybe if I want to hide it for, I would say, 1 second maybe, or 2 seconds, maybe I'll go with 1 second. I think the best to use it here is a set timeout, right? So I can use a set timeout, and this set timeout it will, whatever the copy dot I'll use copy message dot style dot display, and after 1 second maybe I'll set the display to none, right? And here you will write time, so 1000 milliseconds. So here you write the time in milliseconds, so that means 1000 milliseconds is equal to nothing but a single second, and that's it. You should be good to go, right? So this is how it looks right now. So now if I come up to, I would say, the message box. So initially if I come up here to the code, this is how it looks like. So see, initially it is it is visible to us. So if I copy this and if I try to paste it here, see, it gets pasted. But the problem, one more problem here is that we have identified just now, that initially it is showing us copy to clipboard. So maybe we can use CSS for that and set the display as none. We'll do that, but the functionality is working properly. So if I copy this and if I try to paste it, it gets copied, right? As simple as that. So now let's come to the next part, which is, if I refresh this, it is by default present. So what I can do, maybe I can just use CSS for that, right? So I can come to CSS, and we have this copy message. So yeah, and to what I can do to these copy messages, I can set the display as none, right? So I can come up to this copy, I'll copy it one more time. So, okay, and now what I'll do is, first of all, I'll initially set the display as none, right? We would set the display as none, or maybe I can give it some color since we are designing it. Maybe I can give aqua, maybe aquamarine, and I can make it bold. So I'll say maybe font weight, I'll say bold, right? So once we have this, and once we come up here, see, initially it is not present, but once I click on this, it says copy to clipboard, and it vanishes after a single second, right? See, after 1 second it goes. Maybe we can use a different color, right? I'm totally, I would say, bad at colors, so maybe I can, instead of this aquamarine, I can just say something like maybe green, right? So copy to clipboard is there. Now since we are designing CSS, I would also like to come and maybe design a bit better, maybe some things. So if you come to copy box, maybe I can add some CSS here as well. I can just say dot copy box. So this is the, I would say, parent div. I can set the display as flex, and also align the items to the center. And apart from this, so if I do this, it comes something like this. Maybe I can set a gap, because it is too close to each other. Maybe I can say gap as 12 pixels, so this moves a bit away from it. And if we want, we can also give some, I don't think the margin is needed, this is fine. I was thinking of giving a margin, or we can maybe give it a border of 1 pixels, solid and black, and maybe give it a border radius of 12 pixels. Yeah, I mean, it has its own height and width, but I don't want to play with it. Maybe I can just get rid of this this one. I want to just make it like this. Okay, so and apart from this, if you want to maybe style the text part as well, we can. So I can come up to this style. I can say copy text. To this text, maybe you can, first of all, you can maybe give some paddings. I can say maybe 8 pixels and then 12 pixels from there. So it kind of adds a space. If you want to, you can give it a background, and background could be, I would say, beige. Yeah, beige looks good. I mean, you can make it a bit lighter as well if you want to, something, or this page, but I'll make it a little less transparent. Yeah, this looks good now, right? So we have made this, and now if you want, you can add a border to this. I can say border 1 pixels solid, and maybe you can give it a gray color or a light gray color. Yeah, this looks fine. If you want to use a border radius 12 pixels, you can obviously do that. Yes. And apart from that, what else? Do we have anything else? Oh, copy button. Yeah, let's style the copy button as well. So I'll say copy button, and this copy button, first of all, I would like to maybe go ahead with padding as 8 pixels and 12 pixels, right? So it becomes like almost equal to the size of this, I would say, this button, right? Which is, sorry, this coupon code, which is nothing but save 25, right? So now if you want to, you can give it a background. Maybe I'll say blue, right? So if you're giving it a blue, I can say the color of the text should be nothing but white, right? Yeah, this looks good. And obviously I can just add a similar border radius so that it looks kind of similar to the coupon code, right? And one more thing, I can make a cursor, which is my favorite part, cursor as pointer. So once I hover over to it, it points it towards this. So if you add cursor pointer to it, it behaves like this, right? So once I click on it, it says copy to clipboard, and it then vanishes after some time. Also, maybe if you want to add a hover style to it, you can. So if you come up here, I can say hashtag copy button. If you want to hover, you can just change the background color to maybe, I'll keep this, but I'll maybe keep a more lighter version of this, something like this. So if I hover over to it, now you know that you are actually on that part, and you can now click on this button and to just do something if you want to, right? So yeah, this look good. So now this copy code, if you click on this, it gets copied. It says copy to clipboard. This functionality is working fine, and after some time it also vanishes. So if you click on this, now you have save 25, and you can do whatever you want, right? You can maybe just want to, if you want to change the text in the future, you can just or maybe add some more text, you can do that as well. So the main catch here was to just use this navigator.clipboard.writeText, this API which has already been made by JavaScript, so we don't have to worry about it. Just use it and make this functionality, right? Because we often have been seeing that it says copy to clipboard, but we often now we know actually how it works behind the scenes. So it gives you a better clarity of how things are working behind the scenes. Right now, as a developer how things work, right? So this was it. With that being said, let us wrap this particular video, and thank you so much for watching.